Hello and welcome to the Political Test Part 2, where we will be tackling such hard-hitting questions such as abortion and ultimate fascism. Well, hopefully, on that part.
Yeah.
No promises. So the first one.
So are we going to try and get through these a bit quicker than the last episode? We debated on.
Definitely.
We were trying to convince each other things that we were already convinced on. So
yeah, let's just plough straight through these. Yeah.
Hit them head on. Hit them head on. I'll be in charge of the mouse because just leave the fucking mouse alone.
Okay. So abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be legal.
Illegal.
Yes, illegal. Strongly disagree.
You strongly disagree with this one. Strongly disagree. So abortion, when a woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. I disagree with that. I think it's people's choice. I think that's where that one goes. Yeah.
Yeah. No one wants to abort.
No one wants to, but situations sometimes do, and it might not be life threatening. So.
Yeah. All authorities should be questioned. I think you'd strongly disagree with this, you fascist.
I agree. I think all authority should be questioned and answers should be given.
Oh.
It could be. Thing is, if they were more open, there'd probably be less
corruption.
Yeah. So I think.
Yeah. Usually, if an authority figure has something to hide.
Yeah. There's always some hidden agenda in the background or something like that, so they might bring in a law, and really at the end of the day, it's because they're getting a pocket full of cash. So,
and to be fair, it is a democracy we're in, so why can't we have more of a say in the day-to-day running?
Yeah, exactly. I know some idiots, but but, yeah. So I'm strongly agreeing with that one. I strongly
agree.
I think we're going to be pretty similar on this scale at the moment, but.
So, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So, do you believe in vengeance?
I believe in correct punishment.
Right.
So, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with that one because I do believe in correct punishment for actions.
I'm disagreeing because I think if you have the power to be the better man, be the better man. Because an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth is... So if I killed your wife, you'd kill my wife.
No, but I not me personally kill you, but I think that you should be... You should.
What? Should he sentenced to death?
Well, yeah. If the proof is 100%, then yes, I think you should.
I'm learning sick things about you, Neil.
Sick things.
Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theatres or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. So, I personally would agree with this one.
I strongly agree with it. I think if they're not making money, then clearly no one's going. So why waste public money on keeping things like this open? I strongly agree that it shouldn't be.
Well, I think that's the case with theatres, for me personally. But museums store history and knowledge and information, which, while it might not experience heavy traffic flow, is still valuable to the society. So I agree that they shouldn't be expected to pay. That they should aim to at least be able to have enough income to run their own things.
Yeah, so you're saying theatres if theatres can't because...
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
If theatres can't get the audience to keep themselves open, then I don't think taxpayers should be propping them up.
I suppose it's...
But while museums I see more as a communal thing anyway.
Yeah, because people do see theatres as an art, and I think it's not really. It's like going to the pitches sort of thing, it's... You wouldn't see UG...
It's more cultural.
We don't have a UG fucking city anymore, do we?
No,
Cineworld.
That's just because you're old.
Yeah, it's like Cineworld going down and then the government giving them money because it's art, really. You can complain about that. Get off my mouse.
And do your job.
you just read, and I'll be mouse.
See the fascists trying to take complete control.
I'm letting you have a job.
Right. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Well, I think schools should be completely compulsory. I think you should have to attend school.
Yeah, I agree with this.
Not only does it pass on information, but it also helps build social skills amongst children.
Yeah, and like I strongly agree because the way things are done in schools.
Wait, you strongly agree should not make classroom attendance compulsory?
So
wouldn't you disagree?
I strongly disagree with that. It should be. And you disagree? Disagree or strongly?
I think they should definitely have to go to school.
Because the way things are today, it's the teachers it comes back on. So your child might go to school, and if your child doesn't get the grades, then the school is punished for it. But then also is the teacher. Yeah, if your child doesn't go to school and that child gets a shite grade, then it's still the teacher and the school that get punished for your child, even though you've decided not to let your child stay off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why I think it should be and to right.
So all people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Oh man, so much wrong with that sentence. I don't even know where to begin. So strongly disagree.
Yes, strongly disagree with it. I strongly disagree with that one. I don't think.
There's not even anything to debate there. It's just basic segregation. Just no.
Yeah. Coming around here taking our jobs. You know, it just not
Good
for me.
parents sometimes have to spank their children. Yeah.
Are we supposed to be finding ones here to debate? This is just like, I think. I'm not talking about beating the shit out of the child.
No, not black and blue, but
give it. Oh, that's all. No. I was hit when I was a child, and I haven't gone around punching people in faces. So
at least he hasn't been caught. Well, again, I'd agree, because just as long as it's not overboard and not for every little thing. Like you wouldn't go around doing it every minute of every day. But sometimes
you haven't covered your mouth while sneezed.
yeah. You didn't say please.
You haven't put your fork and knife and fork down properly on the plate.
Yeah,
that was a bit the medieval,
that was
Victorian.
So it's. I just think it's a good thing. You should keep kids in the place. Kids that don't tend to get a spanking tend to be spoiled brats.
Yeah.
That just walk over the parents, and they're the kind that you'd see crying because they're not getting the right type of cereal in the middle of the supermarket, and then the mum's just, "Oh, calm down, dear, calm down. We'll
buy you a
it.
present.
Yeah, we'll get you an action figure instead." Oh, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Sorry, parents, but you're doing your job wrong if you're doing that.
It's natural for some children to keep secrets from their parents. It's natural. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Everyone has the secrets.
Yeah, kids do as well.
That's not saying it's a good or bad thing. It's just saying it's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. So yeah, they do.
Yes. Yeah. Possessing
again, not much more to go into.
No, there isn't on that one. He's possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offence. Well,
this is a topic that's becoming quite prevalent now. Now that gay marriage is pretty much universally allowed in Western countries.
Yeah.
This seems to be the next topic is marijuana legalization.
Marijuana is the next topic from gay marriage.
Well, it's like, you know,
well, it has been there for a while, and they have been trying to.
Like
is
Canada,
it going, it's been dropped, it's been upped.
apparently Canada, their new prime minister is going to legalise it, and that'd be the first Western country to legalise marijuana. Well, I guess apart from Holland.
Holland, yeah.
Like Holland's the famous one, but haven't they actually been clamping down on it recently?
I couldn't tell you. I should ask me a minute, really.
Yeah,
I didn't think.
Well, for me personally, marijuana is no more harmful than alcohol.
Yeah.
It's probably even worse for it to be illegal, because then the people pushing the drugs can try and hook you onto something even worse. And if you just legalise it, if you legalise it, you get tax on it. You stop a criminal element.
What's the word? It's being checked. What's the word I'm looking for? Audited? No, not audited. What's the word I'm looking for? I've forgotten the word I'm looking for. But it's been checked and made sure it's safe. So yeah, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, agree. It'd save a lot of police time as well and money, and I don't see the point in keeping it illegal at this point.
I don't, honestly. Yeah, not that I've touched the stuff myself, but
the prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generations to find jobs.
Ooh, the prime function of schooling. So I strongly disagree with that one.
I disagree.
You disagree with that one?
I don't strongly, because there does need to be a function for the knowledge, but the point of school should be knowledge. It shouldn't be how well you can be at pushing papers or whatever. Yeah. Everyone learns in their own way. Everyone's good at their own things, but currently schooling is pushing you down maths and science.
Yeah,
at least in my experience.
Maths, science, and English is getting battered around a bit, like so. But yeah, it shouldn't be. It should be purely about information, and the more information you know, the more you can do.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of it just going right, what job? Let's do the goat, and right, or then you're going to be a hairdresser, so therefore you're going to learn how to use a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point in that?
School shouldn't work that way.
Yeah.
Should give the tools for picking a job, not designed for jobs.
So, people with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce.
Again, there's loads of these ones in this part. I strongly disagree. Disabilities shouldn't prevent people from having a full, fulfilling life, even if that means having kids who might have a good to high chance of inheriting said disabilities.
Diseases. Yeah.
Well, that could be the case with HIV, but I think that's not quite.
It's just passed on and
and that's inheritable.
And that's but you're not necessarily going to have AIDS if you. So I'm agreeing with you. Really, shouldn't stop you from having a life and doing what is natural.
The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline.
Now it's important for children to have discipline, but to accept discipline. I don't like the way it's worded, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's as if, well, I guess if we go back to that spanking question, it's like, okay, you're getting a spanking and then for the kids to immediately drop the pants and bend over, ready for it, isn't it? Well, isn't it? If you put it in sort of them terms, like, nah. But also it is important because children need to learn that if you do something wrong, you're going to get the punishment and discipline to follow through with what you start. And
it is discipline, isn't it? It is. You're right. It is about that. It's yes, if you do something wrong, you're going to get disciplined, and you should. Yeah, actually, I've read the question again, and I've interpreted it a different way than I did the first time, which I think might have been wrong. And so, yeah, they should accept discipline, because if they don't accept discipline, then again you're going to end up with someone who doesn't care about rules, laws. There's no discipline. I don't have to accept it.
Refuse responsibility for things, which would keep them as a child, in my honest opinion.
So is it? It's not the most important, but I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
I agree. Yeah. There's more important things, but yeah, agree. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. I agree. I don't strongly agree, but it's very harsh to call an entire people savage.
Yeah, but
the implications.
They are no savage or civilized people. They are only different cultures. Well, no, because they are savage. There are some savage people out there, and there's some civilized people out there. I'm not looking at this in culture. It doesn't matter where you come from. You still get savage and civilized people in all cultures.
Yeah, you do, but it's like if you've been raised in a cannibal tribe, are you really a savage to be alright to eat a person? But you've been raised that way. You haven't been raised in a way that said, no, it's bad to eat people. So are you still a savage?
Well, it's not.
Do you see where I'm coming from then?
It's not illegal to eat someone. It's just illegal to kill the person.
Are you sure it's not legal to eat someone? I'm pretty sure cannibalism is a
crime. I'm only going on. Going on QI, by the way. I'm only going on
really?
QI. Yeah, QI said it's not illegal to actually kill anyone, but it's not illegal to eat anyone. There's no law against it, but you can't kill them. I'm not saying that roadkill. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say driving down the road and there's someone being run over and you can happily like put them on your roof rack and go and cook it. I don't know if there's anything like that, but I'm not. So is this saying there's no savage cultures or civilized cultures?
So there's no savage and civilized people. There's only different cultures. So that's pretty much just saying that, like I said, if you've been raised in a cannibalistic community, then your culture is to be a cannibal. Well, in our eyes, that makes you a savage because we've been told that cannibalism is something that only monsters would do, sort of thing. But in their eyes, that's how it's always been.
Right. So based on how you interpret that,
based on how I agree, there's different cultures. I don't strongly agree because I do think some cultures are savage, but it's not that. This is going into the whole like nature versus nature thing.
Yeah.
And coming down to it, I think nature does play a big part in what a person is. And the nature of people tends to be to cooperate, although there are some that go against what that. There is sort of the minority that will not cooperate with people, and it's just in their nature. But that's like sociopaths and psychopaths, not necessarily extremists.
Yeah, but well, that's if the way you've looked at that is like saying, "Oh, you know, you're a cannibal, and you've come into this country, but eating people's not bad." But that we see that as so, therefore, it is that one is based on culture. I'm going to base this one on. It's not about culture. It is a bit like the extremists, and I'm not just talking about Muslims or the extremists in every case, where you do live in the modern world, yet even though you have come from a different culture, you still live in the modern world and everyone around you, but yet you're a cunt, basically. And so I'm going to disagree with this one, because I'm trying not to say, but if someone comes over here, let's just say they come over here, 1,000 cannibals come over, and out of 1,000 cannibals, 2 of them are eating people and the rest aren't, then that goes against what you're saying, sort of thing. It's like, well, David.
No, I'm saying that this is for the majority. I'm saying there is the minority that are savages, but I don't think you can inherently point to a large mass of people, like an entire country, and say you are savages. While I think That's more for the smaller scale when you get down to like the sociopaths and psychopaths and the people that just want to murder and rape and pillage or whatever.
Yeah, but I would look at it as if I go to that place where they live and look at them, and I wouldn't go, well, these are savages. Then I would go, well, no, this is just culture. This is their culture. It's different to ours. So
again, morality. This is going into the whole morality argument,
Yeah.
and morality is subjective, isn't it? It's not objective.
yeah, but I would disagree. I'm disagreeing it, looking at it as in they live in our sort of place.
So those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Basically, if you have the ability to work and there's nothing wrong with you, go out and make a living and don't expect to live off other people's backs. I'm quite a carefree person, as you've seen, like I just said there, that people aren't savages, but that doesn't mean that you can take advantage of my carefreeness.
Yeah,
There has to be limits to it.
Yeah,
You can't take the piss.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in a town where people take the piss, especially with this.
There's a bloke. He doesn't live anywhere near me at the moment, but he was in a wheelchair for years, and apparently his son was having a fight. This is not my story; it's a friend of mine's, and his son or two lads were having a fight in his front, and he jumped over the ramp that the council had put in his house so you could go into his house with a wheelchair. Jumped over that, ran across his garden, jumped over his fence, and broke up the lads. And this is a bloke who's been in a wheelchair for years and got like loads of disability. This was a long time ago. I don't know if he's still getting it now. But
Well, I hope not.
yeah, but that was like obviously thing. So I'm agreeing with you. I can't.
Yeah. If
can't
you can, well, I guess the main problem at the moment is that there isn't enough jobs. This question. But then again, people who are looking for work should receive support. But not the people that are saying they are looking for work when really they're not.
Yeah, you're looking for work and then they turn on. Oh well. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I'm agreeing that I can't. I'm just gonna add stuff to your stuff. But no point in stuff and stuff.
Yeah, we're agreeing with each other.
Yeah,
Here.
agreeing.
When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Disagree.
Like
That question is called running away from your problems, and it gets you nowhere because then problems will just get worse.
If you are troubled, you need to find out what you're troubled. Yeah,
you need to confront it, get it sorted out.
Yeah,
it might not always be easy to do it.
To ignore it is the path to the dark side. Everyone knows that, you know what I mean.
First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country.
What? First generation immigrants?
So if you immigrated into this country, no matter how long you're here, you cannot be a full citizen of this country.
Now is that saying it in a... See, that's a thing I don't know.
So if you move to France...
Am I trying to think of how they feel?
No, this is just how you feel about it. So, if you moved to France and were there for 50 years,
I would always not be.
Would you expect to be a citizen by the end of 50 years, or would you expect yourself not to be a citizen, but your kids to be French citizens? That's pretty much what it's saying. So you could never be French, no matter how long you lived in France, so you'd never be able to vote for them.
Ah, right.
But
so it's not looking at it as I feel like I'm not a
no. Do you think
fully
people
integrated?
Do you think that people that move to this country after a certain amount of time should be able to have a say in how this country gets run?
Well, yeah. If
they're upstanding members of the community,
if they're So yeah,
Why not?
first generation was fully integrated. Never. So I disagree with that one, don't I?
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah. I don't see why they shouldn't be allowed to, as long as they're not. You know, if they're embraced the place that they live in, then yeah.
What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us.
What's good for the most successful corporation is always ultimately good for us.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. I was on my way to that one there, so
strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
Just there's so much wrong with that sentence. What the corporation want is always more money.
Yeah.
And it's to get the most money for the least amount of work is what corporations always want.
Yeah, but that's all they want. All corporations want is just fucking money. So it's not going to be good for any. Like,
it's not good for everyone.
Well, you get a corporation. What, you get a good TV show? Oh wow, yeah, but you're paying for it. It's like, well, you're not, but someone else is, and therefore you're paying for going down the line of.
There is good things that come from corporations, but they usually have, I don't know, 2 or 3 pages of little adjustments or whatever.
Yeah, disclaimers
attached to them. Yeah, disclaimers attached to them.
So yeah, I strongly disagree with that. They just think of money, and that's not a good thing for all of us. So
yeah, no broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
No broadcasting institution.
So BBC.
It shouldn't receive public funding.
Is that what you think? It shouldn't receive public funding?
It should receive. Whoop.
Strongly disagree then.
Strongly disagree. Of course it shouldn't. It's taking a piss. The BBC's taking a piss.
Well, again, it's all in moderation. I think there should be some broadcasting institutions backed by taxpayers, maybe like news and stuff like that. But I don't ever think that news should have an agenda.
Oh, news should not be part of a corporation or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah,
news should never have an agenda attached to it, whether it's religious or political. It should just tell the facts and how it is. Well, I think at the moment the BBC fails to do that.
I think most of them do.
Most news has an agenda.
It's ridiculous
behind it.
now.
But it'd just be nice to be able to get just straight shooting facts for once.
Stick to the facts. Don't.
So I'd say agree, but again.
So you agree, but it should be
just with the disclaimer that that's not what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, I think a broadcasting institution like BBC should not. It should go adverts. Because at the end of the day, they put adverts on because they're just about programs that they are doing. They're not adverts. Well, they are. You're still wasting 5 minutes that you could put proper adverts in, and then we wouldn't have to pay £100 odd or whatever it is a year just to watch BBC 1, 2, and fair do BBC 3 and 4, whatever's on them. You know, when I can watch most of the stuff I watch anyway on Dave after, you know. So I'm strongly disagreeing with that one.
So on to the next page. 4 out of 6. And how you see the wider society. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counter-terrorism. A very loaded topic.
Yeah.
And one that's significant at the current time.
Yeah.
So, civil liberties. I don't think it's curbing civil liberties for you to prove who you are. So you've got to prove identification, passports, things like that. That's not curbing civil liberties.
Well, they've been in for fucking.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
They've been
So they're like driver's license and stuff like that. I know that obviously now you've got to go through more checks to get on a plane.
But that's not taking away my liberty. I can still get on that plane provided I'm not
you're not hiding anything in your pants.
So I disagree.
And
I have a feeling that it could go full 1984 eventually. You know,
well,
with Big Brother and
you know, people.
all that. But
I've heard some people complain about all the CCTV cameras and stuff like that, but they were there. They were coming up. They were cropping up before even 9/11 started. You know, they were there.
I have no problem with CCTV because it helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not like So
like if your house is getting robbed all the time and you don't know how they're doing it, if you put up a camera in your front or back garden, next time they break in, or they might even see the camera and decide, oh, that's not worth it anymore.
Yeah,
like it's a good deterrent. CCTV. It's not perfect and it won't prevent all terrorist attacks, but
it's
again, if you don't have something to hide.
So we can still go places, you know. You can go places. You can do the same stuff that you could do anyway. It's just fair to. I think now they can hold you now for. They could hold you for 48 hours or something, but now they can hold you for longer. Or it used to be something like 24 hours, but now they can hold you for 48 or under the terrorism law or something like that. But apart from that, it's.
But I disagree.
Yeah.
I think there's potential for it to start to.
Yeah, but at the moment it's not. It's not there yet.
A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. Well, I strongly disagree. Yeah, because that's democracy. It's not always the quickest thing, but when you have a wider variety of people with a wider variety of views present in a elected government, that tends to get rid of the extremist views. So the extremist views will be on the peripherals, but the majority will be safely in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, so it filters off all the.
So it filters away the extremist views. Yeah. Again, that's the ideal democratic political system mind, not the one we might actually have. So I strongly disagree. One party states, that's North Korea. That's a one party state.
China's a one party state, really. But
yeah, there is other parties, but
the
politicians in them are just placeholders.
Yeah. I can't add any. Yeah.
Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
No. Oh, the electronic age makes.
Well, I've just said
official surveillance easier. Yes, only wrongdoers need to be worried.
So if you're breaking the law, so you're saying if you're not breaking the law, you should be worried about the CCTV and surveillance.
In a digital, no, this isn't about that. This is more. I think this is more like your Facebook getting watched or your phone getting hacked and things like that. And
well, if that's what it's about, then I disagree.
I think that's what it's about because it's the electric. You know, about.
But it says official surveillance is phone tapping official. I don't think that's official.
I don't think that was official. And
like, well, you need at least
officially they're not watching your Facebook or something. Are they? You know, and then someone comes out and goes, yeah.
You can only
and
say
then gets chased to Russia, stuff like that.
Well, you can only say official. So if that's CCTV and traffic cameras, speed cameras, things like that, I can only say I agree. But although that's just my interpretation of that question.
Yeah, but if it's about the surveillance cameras, well, I suppose so. But only wrongdoers need to be worried. What, like if you litter, that type of shit. So, so what's our agree?
The death penalty should be an option for the more serious crimes.
Where? Oh yes.
Strongly disagree.
I agree. You strongly disagree. I agree.
You took the wrong one for me.
Yep. Strongly disagree, and
you need to go down a bit. There you go.
Right.
Well, I strongly disagree.
Well, I agree to same as the eye for an eye thing that I said earlier on. So
well, the point I'll bring up is that recent documentary
Ah.
has taken the world by storm. You know, making a murderer. So, what if the death penalty was in that state, and what if he was sentenced to death for that?
Yeah, but watching that,
Watching
that documentary, you look at it and you go, how the evidence is so obviously tainted according to the documentary, because it is a documentary and therefore we don't know if that's...
We don't know the full story.
It is so tainted that how did he get... I don't like talking about that programme, you know that. It fucking boils... boils me.
It boils your piss.
It boils my piss. It fucking boils my piss.
But then again, people have been hung for crimes they never commit in this country.
Well,
that's why it stopped. Because they hung someone, and then a few days later they're like, oh shit, he was innocent. So no, I'm a big no for the death penalty.
You are. I'm still saying yeah. I agree with it. Yeah. I think it should be there for definite. You know what I mean?
For definites, but how can you be definite? Should always be skeptical about second-hand, third-hand information.
Yeah, but Myra Hindley and all them lot, and Huntley and all.
They shouldn't be living in comfort. They shouldn't be living in comfort.
Well, yeah, but no,
they shouldn't be killed.
I'm a good one. I'm a good one.
Well, next one then. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Oh.
So that's the pecking order.
I disagree.
One must always have people above to be and people below to be commanded. But unfortunately, that's how our and that's how that's even tribes and things like that work. Like that.
Everyone works like that.
Anything with more than whatever amount of people, not going scientific here.
Well, there's always going to be a pecking order. So that's people. That's saying that people have to be obeyed and people need to be commanded. Like people below to be commanded. So that's starting to get into Big Brother territory with me. In that.
Yeah, but that is just saying you need
totalitarianism.
Yeah, but you need, even if you go right, okay, then we've got 100 people. So this week, month, you're the leader of the tribe, so therefore you do what you need.
I disagree. I'm not strongly disagreeing. There does have to be people in charge, but they should not always have to be obeyed. It's because it's good to question those in charge.
I do believe that you question them in charge. So yeah, right. You won me with that one. You've persuaded me because I was going to sort of agree with that one. Because I do believe that there has to be someone in charge who takes on the good of
people.
I'm agreeing with it.
Oh, you're agreeing with it?
I'm sticking with it.
Well, someone has to be obeyed.
Someone has to be in charge, and therefore, if someone has to be in charge, then people have to obey that rule. I'm not saying obey it blindly without any let's go and kill the other tribe sort of thing. Yay! Why? Because I want to. It's got to be. I think you do have to have someone in charge of a certain amount of people. So yeah. So no, screw you.
Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all.
I strongly agree with that one because I think art's shit, and paying millions of pounds for someone who's shit on a mattress is fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna disagree. Again, I'm disagreeing because art is subjective and therefore nothing should ever be considered not to be art.
But abstract art's just fucking shit. It's like there's nothing.
I'm not saying I like abstract art. I actually despise
but that's what it's
abstract
about.
art.
Abstract art. That
I
doesn't represent
I
anything. It's like,
despise abstract art, but that doesn't mean that I hold the right to say that it's not art.
And then you get some plonker pointing to some scribble on a fucking canvas and going, yes, it's about the alignment of the soul with the canvas, and you see how it comes out at you, and you're like, no, it fucking doesn't. It's a squiggle on a line. Fuck off! It shouldn't be in the. No, I'm having a. It's like, no, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be classed as art, and it should be squashed. That, you know, take that out there.
Should be crushed under the iron fist.
But
So,
it shouldn't. Yeah. But okay.
We'll move on then. I've
Yeah,
said
but
my
you got-
bit.
Yeah, I've said my bit. I think abstract art's shit, and it shouldn't be classed as art.
In
And
criminal-
people shouldn't get fucking grants of the lottery when that money can go to like some special school that needs fucking money. And anyway, I'm not getting on to that. Anyway,
In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I'm on the fence about this one.
I'm sort of on the fence. Again, it depends on what they're in there for.
Yeah.
If you get some little scrot who's been thieving and because he's on drugs, then yeah, rehabilitation because he's. But when you've got
the more severe the crime, the bigger the punishment.
yes,
So if you're going to be in there for life, don't make it about rehabilitation. Make it a punishment because you're in there for life and you're in there for a reason. But in smaller cases, it should be for rehabilitation because as long as you're getting out of that prison, you're going to be coming back into society one way or another.
and chances are if you're not,
And the chances are that if at least you haven't had the first step into rehabilitation, you're just going to reoffend. You're going to end up back in the prison. But then again, if you go too hard into rehabilitation, people are just going to get too comfortable in prison. So when they get back out, they're just going to reoffend just so they can get back in. Because comfort zones.
Yeah, I think
so. I'll agree. I won't strongly agree because
I'm agreeing everything you said. I'm agreeing with everything you said.
Because I do think it needs to be something, but not. There still needs to be a form of punishment in there.
Yeah,
it shouldn't just be a slap on the wrist. So it's a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. Strongly agree. Because if you're in there for life, you're in there for life. There's no reason to rehabilitate you.
But also as well as life's not life, is it? So you're going to be coming out in what I forgot what life is now. Is it 15 to 20 years or something? Life
That's
in
not
England?
life.
I think it is.
It should be more than that, shouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it should be.
Like 30 or 40 at least.
But I don't think it is again. I don't know. We should really look that
Yeah.
up.
It's not that I'm planning on going away for life.
If they're not getting out and they've done something really bad, like they've got 50 life sentences because they've killed a load of people, then yeah, I don't. Yeah. So I'm agreeing with.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing, but I'm not.
I'll tone down my
agreeing.
extremism.
Yeah.
So the business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist.
Well,
strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
Just because.
If it wasn't for the artist or the writer,
there'd be nothing to manufacture.
Yeah, so therefore the business person wouldn't make any money. Therefore they wouldn't manufacture anything. So yeah, strongly disagree with that one.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's all down to who created it to begin with, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I disagree. It's a responsibility.
Strongly agree. Keep them at home.
Wait, is to be homemakers,
but their first duty is to be. You've disagreed with it. So you're saying that
homemakers.
They may have a career, right? But you're saying they may have a career. That's it. They don't. Their first duty is not to come home and make sure the kids have been put to school and.
Well.
I think that's the thing. Their first duty is a homemaker. I think as parents, that is there. It shouldn't have to do with mothers may have a career, but their first duty is to be a homemaker with a fucking pipe or whatever in your hand, going, oh yes, and she must fetch my slippers when I come in from work. No.
Yeah, there must be a roast chicken cooked once I return home. Like, No, we've gone past that point in time.
I'm strongly disagreeing with that. I think it's fucking stupid. But
well, I just disagree because if you're a mother or a father, let's not just pin this on the mothers. Then it's you that have brought a life into the world. It's your responsibility. So you do need to make sure that the kids are going to school and they're behaving and all the things you
all right in
usually
your house
should
as well. Like, you know, it's clean. You're not living in shit and squalor. So,
but it's not.
It's not just the mothers.
Just the mothers, yeah. That's just pinning it all on the mum. It's a joint responsibility. Like, even if the parents are separated, it's a joint responsibility. Even if it's a single mum, the dad shouldn't consider that a free pass.
Marjorie, where's my paper?
Yes.
Fuckers.
So, multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries.
Yes, they are. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep, I strongly agree with that one. I just agree with you, is it?
Yeah, strongly agree.
Wishy-washy.
Strongly agree, I said.
Oh, I thought you just said agree.
No.
Because obviously you're in England.
Well, I agreed with you when you said strongly agree. I guess that did get a bit complicated.
It did. It's too complicated for my liking.
So,
call centres have gone to India because it's cheaper. We're getting most of the stuff's coming cheaper from China because the cheaper people.
Taiwan, Indonesia, all them countries.
So yes, they are taking a piss so they can make billions and billions instead of just billions.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity.
Making peace with the establishment. What's that saying?
So is that like?
Don't be your little. You're a little shit when you're younger, and then when you grow up, you just accept what the establishment is. So therefore,
you just accept everything.
That's it. Now I'm mature.
I disagree. An important aspect of maturity is accepting responsibility, and sometimes your responsibility is to point at the establishment and say you done fucked up.
Yeah, you gone fucked up.
That's maturity. Maturity is just responsibility.
Yeah. It's not about making peace
always
with the
about
establishment.
making peace. Making peace can be, and most likely is, a correct course of action instead of the more extreme things. But no, it's not a sign of maturity.
No, is it not?